Okay, this spell is basically it's for two people that are together, they're married. It's to bring them together into a deeper connection for her to have more control over him, kind of thing. I won't go into too much detail because obviously it's the client's private business. But basically, this is to deepen a relationship and to bring two people together, to give her more, control, that sort of thing. So I'm gonna make some dolls. Let me just find what I'm looking for. Okay, this is a little love mix. So I have some material. Um, Again, you could use image candles. I really like doing this. I've been doing this since I was no age, so I was really young, and I have always created the dolls, the puppets myself, either hand stitch them or do them this way. This way, I seem to like it this way. It's a lot quicker, but I have hand stitched them before with like a statement of intent with every stitch. I've done that. Anyway, I should say that that's some Love Control Mix, and this is some Road Opener. I'm gonna put that in both of their little dolls, and then what I do is just gather it up like so. Now this is hers, and get some yarn, thread, whatever you've got, and just tighten it. And then I make little arms like so. Always, bringing towards you because it's a positive spell. If this was a negative spell, I would be pulling the yarn away from myself, but I'm pulling it towards me because it's a love working kind of thing. Oh, it's nearly done. Let's try and tie it into 3 knots at the back here. I haven't left much room, but should be fine. Okay. And that's her, okay. And I've got one for him. So pictures, names, date of birth goes into the doll, okay. For him, I'm going to put a bit of orris root in because he's the one we want to try and manipulate. So some orris root in there. And again, love. And Road Opener, just in case there's some blockages and stuff in the way. Okay. Do the same thing. Just gather up the corners. So obviously you're going to have to baptize these because they mean nothing unless they're baptized. And I'll explain it to you. I won't show it to you because I do that privately. But I will show it to you. The little men's dolls, or the male dolls, are a lot more fiddly. So they are, but I usually get there in the end. Help me make some legs. So I have a petition that is quite specific with regards to what the client wants. I won't read that out. She knows herself. It was emailed to me, so she knows what that is, and that will be included in the little jar. And again, try and find something to tie it onto. There we go. And 3 knots if possible. Yeah, you know, go with whatever you're used to. You don't have to copy this. Again, I'm going to call him Santissima Morte and also Dantalion from the Lesser Keith Solomon, the Ars Goetia. He's very good at, or she, spirit, in my opinion. Sometimes feels feminine, sometimes feels male. It's very bizarre, but not to worry. Yeah, Dantalion, I have seen a Dantalion, and Dantalion is very good at manipulating the thought process, making people love each other, that kind of thing. That is why I thought it would be a good idea. So it's good to give the spirit an offering. So I like to give them a candle, or a glass of water, wine, food offering. Also, it's good to make their name known that when they come through with the results. I find that's a good thing, because to me, in my opinion, spirits like to be praised and for their names to be known. And that's what I do when they come through. When I hear, when I'm lucky enough to get confirmation that this spell has worked, even if it's a way down the line, I mean, I will thank the spirit for that. Let me see. What am I leaving out? Yeah, I'm going to baptize these. So you need some water. I bless the water. I'm going to have to do a separate video for this because, everyone is very different. And what I do is I put the doll in my hand, then I put the water on the doll's head, and I say, I now baptize you, let's say, Jane Doe. You contain the mind, body, and soul of Jane Doe. What I tell you to do, you will do. You are now a vessel for Jane Doe. And obviously with her, I'm not out to control her. I will just say she's a vessel for Jane Doe. But with him, it's all about the control. I will tell him what he has to do, going by what the petition says. And then we'll take it from there. So I'm going to baptize them, and I will be back once that's done. And also, like I said, Santissima Morte is my matron spirit, so goddess, and majority of the work ends up on her altar, and then excuse me for a frog in my throat. Pardon me. I work alongside Goetia spirits with her. She seems to be fine with that. She's no objections so far. If there's an objection along the way, I will stop, but she's fine. And yeah, that's really it. So you're going to need a cleansed out jar, and he has just fallen on the floor. 1 moment. Okay, so we got him again. So what I'm going to do is use a little ring to bind him again. The ring is to symbolize the union and the bond that they made once. I'm going to pop the petition to the back of him and thread that ring onto a piece of white yarn. You can use any kind of ring, it's just pure symbology. The ring, like I said, the ring represents, actually, what I'll do first of all is I'll put a few oils on these two. The papers have been anointed, but put a little bit on hers. It's like a restore marriage. Okay. And his. And reconciliation. Bring them together on all levels. This is a bit of a love to get him to notice kind of thing. Just to put a bit of punch back into the relationship. leave that one. And protection is always good, just to keep others out, kind of thing. Don't want to overdo it, but I think I've got communication somewhere here. Yeah. It's always good to get people talking, so communication. Right, now we can bind them together. I'm just going to say a few things into myself here. You know, you can say whatever you want according to your situation. I always say that they're emotionally, physically, and spiritually at one with each other, and so it is done. I'd like to put this in a glass jar of sugar. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna pop some sugar in that. Cover their heads nicely, you know. Sugar jars, I really, really, really like sugar jars. I find it they're just as good as a honey jar, you know. You know, everyone, each to their own, you know, but I really do like sugar jars. Some precipitation powder, and that was some cinnamon. Again, use coffee if you don't have that. Okay, let's see. I don't really need a lot of this because some little petals, catnip, things that are good for love issues. I need some road opener. Let's open her. Okay. And to top it off, I'm going to put a bit of confetti on top of that. And then I blow life into it. And then that's the time to put the lid on it. One shake. That's it ready. It will go on top of Dantalian's sigil. I should also say, with regards to sigils, I'm going to clean this candle and etch a few bits and pieces. Let me see. The sigil of Dantalian. Yeah, that's been printed off the internet. But what I do is go over it in pen. And when I go over it in pen, I sort of drop down into like a meditative state. And that's when I make the petition known. You can write it on the back of the seal. You know, it's up to you. When I feel a bit of a shift in the air, in the atmosphere, or an energy kind of shift, that's when I make a petition known and ask Dantalian, because I do believe it's Dantalian that is there, if he could help manipulate the thoughts of the partner and for the partner to come closer to her and basically help her, assist her with giving her everything she's asked for. Because Dantalian is, like I said before, very good for, you know, influence and thoughts, especially I think in the dream phase. I think that's a good time to emphasize thoughts. And for anyone that's doing work like this, I always state that when someone is dreaming and someone is sleeping, their defenses are down. That is a really good time to push in thoughts. And all you have to do is sit, you can look at a photograph of the person, visualize that person in your mind, and just focus on, you know, you, that person together. Push it into your mind, see it happening, and use all your five senses. You know, if you're together walking, I can only say holding hands. You feel that person's hand in your hand. Feel the air as you walk down I don't know, a country road or a beach or something. You know, take everything in, the feeling in your stomach of happiness, butterflies, all of that, because that will immensely help the spell. The people that do this, or the people that have successful outcomes, I've noticed in my work. Uh, some people don't ask the people not to do anything. Personally, I don't think you should work other spells alongside anything I do. I have people, and they come to me and they say, I've been doing a sugar jar or a honey jar or a breakup jar, whilst I state in nearly all of these videos, I need to state it in an email because I need to make sure it's correct. I'm going to be writing up terms and conditions, and I'm going to put it there because people need to know, when I do a working for you, please do not do any workings at home, because some people think the more the better. It doesn't work that way. Now, this is in my opinion. If you put out too much, you're causing a clash of energy, and the clash of energy can actually reverse the result, worst case scenario, or slow things down, that kind of thing. It's best to take things in stages and steps, and take it from there. You get people who are so desperate for results that they'll go to all the different spellcasters on YouTube or whatever, and at the end of the day, they're making things worse. Then what I say is, wait till you're finished working, give it some time. If it doesn't come through for you, then I will look at it, but I insist that you don't get any work done whilst you're working alongside me. You get people and they're just addicted to it. That's plain simple, addicted to it. You need to give these things time. If it's worth waiting for, then is it not worth that? Is it not worth the wait if that person is so special to you? You can't change the people overnight. It doesn't work that way. You have to give it time, because the spell is going out into the astral. It's out there to make change. You have to work with it and allow it to be received by the other person. And the other person has free will, so if you're not on good terms, there's going to be a wall, like that. So the best things to do is to not communicate too much with the person. The no contact rule is always very good. Stay out of their Facebook messages and all that. Don't stalk the profiles, because it just wrecks your head. Don't do that. Just do the visualization techniques. If you stay out of that person's way for a while, they will realize that you're not there, and thoughts will start to seep in with the work you're doing, and obviously the spell, and it will change the situation. Just bouncing around spellcasters is just it's the worst thing you could possibly do, honestly. People work different systems, and all these systems going out together and then coming back at this at one time is bad. But again, that's just my opinion. So I'm going to look at this little candle. You could use bigger ones, but I'm going to write their names on it, and a few little love symbols, etc. And it will go on top of that. And I'll burn a few days on top of the seal, and then it will be transferred to the Holy Death's altar for a while. And then what I'll do is deploy it. I'll deploy it at the tree. And I will someday, when the weather improves, I will take you all to the tree and show you the tree. Such an old tree. There's actually a few of them I use, but the first one, I'll show it to you. But obviously, it'll be a while yet. So anyway, I'm going to look at a few cards on this issue. 1 second. Okay, so we might be looking at things that have happened in the past, things that are about to happen. So a lot of it may not make any sense, but it will do. I'm sure at some point it will do. There's a lot of cards here. Okay. Okay. So we have someone very negative around the the male in this equation, who is bringing very swift negative situations into both your lives. I have a feeling that there was an issue with regards to one of you going, how can I put it, possibly was tempted to be with someone else. I don't think it actually happened, but I think the temptation was there. But there's a person around him. I have a feeling it's a female, and they're basically not a good influence, and I think they want things to come to an end between the two of you. Oh, did you ever get something annoying me like a piece of fluff? Sorry. Okay. Yeah, there's an issue that needs to be brought out and shared. I feel this issue, it's something that I think it's putting things out of balance. There needs to be a lot of talking done between the both of you to get things back on track. And I don't know if there was some sort of news that you heard that wasn't that great, but I think there's something that needs to come out into the open, and I do think some sort of communication will help that. I think a long talk is something that the both of you will need at some point. Just getting you to the right place, for that talk. I think this is pointing towards how you felt before, that you just wanted to be with. I think you were yearning maybe to be with someone, the protection of someone, if that's making sense. However, I'll move on. So we do have happiness. Yeah, I think things will change. He's going to have to make a decision about something, and he's not going to like this decision. It could be to do with family, and I think the two of you will move away. I think money, something good is going to happen around the job situation or the money situation, which will enable the two of you to move away. I think that's on the cards literally for you. But that's what I think. But I think he's going to have to possibly cut the cord with a few family members, maybe. I do think you mentioned that, if my memory serves me right, you mentioned that he was listening to family members kind of thing. Anyway, you can give me feedback on that. The first card out is loss. I think it's just the way you're feeling, followed by confusion. And then we've got dark-haired man, followed by judgment. And then things are starting to pick up. We've got, again, the master. Interesting card. I never truly, my opinion on that is someone that's, I don't know, just someone that is an adept at what they do and kind of thing. So, you can interpret that whatever way you want. Then we've got good fortune, followed by good news. So, I think things will look up for you. I think it just takes a bit of time. I think there's going to be a cutoff, like I said, a cutoff point there with regards to family. But, I think it's for the best, and the two of you, maybe a fresh start somewhere. I think it will, when he gets away from the influences, I think things will start to change. And that's what we have at the moment. Try to keep your patience. Try not to get too down about how things are. At the end of the day, it's a work in progress, and it does take time. You know where to find me if you need me, and it's housemagic@gmail.com. For everyone else, please like, share, subscribe if you feel like it. Any emails I'll reply to as soon as I can. Have I anything else I need to say? Yeah, I have a ton of videos on the way. These videos, they're so time consuming, but they are worth it, and I do enjoy doing it for people. It's just mega time consuming, but at the end of the day, I do enjoy it, so that's the main thing. Yeah, speak to you soon.